Hey people, this is Imp from Black Talon Gaming, and I'd like to welcome you to the first episode of This Old Castle. This Old Castle is going to be a construction show taking place in the game Wurm Online, and the purpose of the show will be to show you what kind of creations and what kind of things are possible within this game system and this game engine. It's a really fun game. I recommend you try it out as soon as you possibly can. I've loved it for years now. And what you see before you right now is an estate I call Kalia, which is Arabic for fortress. I'm probably going to change the name up because I don't want people to think I'm a terrorist. But it's a pretty cool design that I've got going here, and you're going to be able to watch from the very beginning. You know what I have planned for this and the different techniques I use for building. I'd like to go ahead and give a shout out to a couple of my friends that have helped me with this. Christine and Bobby for sourcing the marble and providing a lot of pottery tiles. And then I've had a few other people work with me. And hopefully you'll see them a little bit. I think in December we're planning to go to Impalong, and we'll be filming that as well as a hunting trip. We have a lot of cool stuff lined up for you guys in Wurm. But pretty much for right now, I'm just going to take you over the some of the better aspects and the better tips I've picked up from building. With this specific project, I don't have too many tips. I just have design concepts and design ideas that you'll be able to see, and I think hopefully implement into your own buildings in this game. And for this specific estate that I'm building, I'm going to hold it for a period of time, and then I think I'm going to sell it. And yeah, that's pretty much my aim. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and buckle down and get to work, man. Okay. So you're probably looking at this right now and you're like, wow, this looks pretty interesting in terms of how this was terraformed. And I'll go ahead and tell you, I did not terraform any of this. I knew about this location here on Independence. If you're a longtime player on Independence, you learn what deeds are going up and what deeds are going down, and you're just able to kind of keep track. And a lot of people say that, oh, there's no deed space left on Independence, and like, they're absolutely wrong. You can totally find beautiful areas to build at, areas that have already been, and you'll see in a second, this area has already been terraformed fantastically. I had to do very, very little work in terms of terraforming to get it in to meet the specifications that I wanted. I'll go ahead and show you what I mean. Like if we go here, like we're on the ground floor of the building, and if we go over here, you can see what I'm talking about in terms of how well it was terraformed. We have a canal entrance, right? And the canal entrance leads to a general harbor area down here and a very specific harbor area over there. I don't have anything planned for these harbor areas, even though the deed I've placed does cover them, so they're technically they belong to me. I don't have anything covered for them. But you can see even the area like this peninsula here has been pretty well terraformed. What I take from it is that somebody initially terraformed this section here, and it's hard to see, but like it is really well terraformed. Like you can see the stone slabs here and stuff like that. And I guess their deed was up for a while, but they were gone, and somebody moved down here and built a little settlement. And then they were gone for a while, and both deeds fell. And I found it, and I was like, awesome. This is freaking awesome. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, pretty much I've got an idea. Well, I've more than an idea. Like I literally take grid paper and I map out what I want for the deed. Other people use deed planner. I prefer to use like a little notebook and a grid paper, pretty much because I go downtown every day, and I have to ride the train, and I need something to do on the train. So, like, if I'm not doing homework or if I'm not doing something related to my job, I just literally just sit on the train and I draw out deed plans, things that I think I might want to do for this show or other things. And pretty much the idea for this is for this specific estate is, if you're familiar with the Alhambra in Spain, I believe it's in Granada. It was like an Arabesque, it's a large castle, very much influenced by the Arabs who used to be in Spain for approximately 700 years. I'll provide a link so you can see it, but essentially it's based very loosely off that building, and I like how the building has like this interior courtyard, and I've always loved the idea of interior courtyards in Wurm buildings. And I had a fantastic plan for how I could execute that here. I've had to scale it back some because I found out that my initial plan would have required me to have 127 carpentry in order to do it. So that was out of the question. But anyways, I've scaled it down, and I think I've got an idea that I think is, not only do I know I can execute it, but I think is actually even better than the original idea I had. Now you're probably asking, especially if you're new to Wurm, like, what do you mean that it requires 127 carpentry? And I'll go ahead and give you a little brief explanation of that. Whenever you're building a building, whether it's going to be a stone building or a building of wood or a building of clay bricks or what have you, the size of your building is dependent upon your carpentry skill. And your carpentry skill for every single tile that your building will take up, you need 1 point of carpentry skill. So if you're gonna build a building that has 1, 2, 3, 4, if you're gonna build a building that has 4 tiles, you're gonna need 4 carpentry from tiles alone. But that's not all that you'll need. In addition, every building, in addition to square tileage, you'll also need 1 point for every wall the building has. So for example, in the same building that has 4 tiles, you would need 2 points for each side, and there are 4 sides, so you'd need another 8 points. You'd need a total of 12 carpentry points to build a little house that covers 4 tiles. If we take a 1 by 1, which would be like 1 tile, you'd need 1 point for the tile itself, and you'd need 4 points for a total of 5 points just to build a 1 tile little storage shed or what have you. Of course, getting 5 points in carpentry is not hard at all. Like, you can do that in a day easily. Like, just log on, play around, and you can do that really easily. And as a free player, if you're not premium, you can get up to 20 points in carpentry, which does allow you some leeway. Like, you can make a pretty decent sized house. I think though it'll be limited in, I'm pretty sure you'll be restricted to 1 level, because you need 20 points for every level, or 20 points for the first level and then like 10 points for every level after that. I can't quite remember. But yeah, I mean, you need more carpentry in order to build up, and in order to build a second level of a building, you do need to be premium. I'm like 99% sure of that. That being said, you can easily build a 4 tile house. You could probably get 5 tile, I think. Let's see, 5. 8, 9, 10, 15. So yeah, you could build a 5 tile house for roughly 15 or 16 carpentry, and that's easily within the realm of possibility for a freemium character. But yeah, I mean, like, if you're starting to get like complex, like this plaza, I know you can't see it because it looks like a house within a house. Like, this is the frame for a house that's under construction. And you'll see when I put up the time lapse, you'll just see every time I finish a wall, I'm gonna try to take a screenshot so that y'all have a little time lapse of like how it went for me. But yeah, it looks like a house within a house. This is just a courtyard right here. So like this will be an empty space. This whole thing, I think you'll see, especially once I finish it, the whole thing is designed to be like a open air plaza. All right, with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. That's pretty much all I've got for level 1, or for episode 1. Sorry about that. I will break back in and tell y'all a little bit more once I finish this part of the building. And like I said, at the end of the construction, which should take a couple of weeks, just for the basic preliminary construction, not for the interiors. At the end of the construction, I'll put out a time lapse showing me building this whole estate. You can kind of get an idea of what I have planned because I have marble slabs for the roads, right? And these round cobblestone that's gonna be the foundation for the buildings that are going around this central plaza. Anyhow, thanks for watching. I hope that this was informative for you. I'm going to put out a second episode. The second episode is going to follow this one immediately, and it's pretty much just going to be me building so you can, and talking a little bit so you can see what that's about. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Please click like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see y'all later.